Hello, how are you doing? Welcome along to FTUK's weekly catch-up live stream. It is the 14th of February. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. If you are a trader and you're in a trader couple, then bonus, I suppose. I've been trying to think of analogies that connect Valentine's Day with markets and trading, and I've got to be honest with you, I'm really struggling. But it is Valentine's Day. The whole world will obviously be doing offers, and we are no different as well. We've got an offer for you on our Valentine's Day weekend, and yeah, we will go through that in a second. As always, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. We've got lots of new video content coming up in the next couple of months, and there's a great interview with one of our funded traders that I posted earlier this week as well. That is well worth checking out. And as always, if you are looking to get involved with FTUK, then head over to Discord, scan the QR code there, and speak to our lovely moderator, Reza, hardworking Reza, who has done amazing work this week, actually. And he will sort you out with all of the latest things that are happening at FTUK. So, right, what are we doing today? There is definitely a lot to be going over, that's for sure. We're going to be talking about the Valentine's Day offer first of all. We're going to be then focusing on probably the most, I think is the most exciting thing that we've done at FTUK in a long time, and that is the complete revamping of our instant funding. I know there's been a few rumors around there. I wanted to get it launched this week, and we haven't been able to do that. It's going to be next week, but I thought what we could do is we could talk about it and go through a preview, a comparison, look at some of the features and benefits, and you could see if it's for you. I think it's going to be popular. We do instant funding particularly well, that's for sure. We're going to look at the features and the benefits, and then finally, I want to talk about scaling at FTUK, because again, that's another big thing that we do at FTUK. It's often misunderstood and probably not championed enough, and it is very cool the way that we do it. So yeah, there's a lot of slides in this one today, an awful lot. Let's jump straight in with our Valentine's Day offer. So we've got a 35% discount on the website this weekend, covering all of the different accounts, sizes, and all the different programs. If you want to grab yourself a discount this weekend, this is the code that you're going to need, LOVE35 at the checkout. Maybe that's going to save you a bit of money from the meal you're going to buy tonight with your partner, or the flowers that you've already bought, or the whatever. But anyway, the discount is there, 35% off all accounts. It's going to be there for the weekend, but it's only going to be for 50 traders. Now, in connection with our competitions, they do tend to sell out pretty quick. The places do go very fast as well. So I would have thought that these will go quickly as well. There's only 50 coupons with this discount. So don't leave it till Sunday is what I'm trying to say. If you're going to do it, potentially look into doing it right now or over the course of the Saturday, because they will go pretty quick. Next week, that's going to be gone, and we'll be moving on because it's all going to be about this, and that is instant funding. I am so excited to be able to talk about instant funding now. It's something that at FTUK we do particularly well. We are one of the prop firms that have been doing instant funding right from the very beginning, and I think that we are, I am biased, but I think we do it best. I think we have the best offer for instant funding. I think we've also done it in a measured way that has been sustainable for the company, and then also for the traders as well, and we've done it for a long time. Instant funding is all changing though. We've revamped the entire program, and I think you're gonna like some of the changes. There's a lot going on here, and the prop industry is something that is moving. It changes all the time, so there's no reason why all of our programs and stuff and everything that we do at FTUK can't be in line with the way that the industry is moving, and this is what this is all about. So I'm going to go through a lot of the key features and the key benefits that you're going to get. And this is going to be for next week. So it's probably going to be at some point during the week next week that you're going to be able to get access to the new instant funding accounts. Certainly nothing wrong with the old ones, that's for sure. But it's all going to be happening next week. So what are the key things that are going to change? Well, one of the first things that we've done is we've brought down the actual starting point, the base level account in the instant funding range. Traditionally, FTUK, we've always used the $10,000 mark as a start point for our accounts. We've added a new $5,000 account. Obviously, it's going to be a bit cheaper as well. So depending on how you want to work as a trader, you've got a smaller size to work with as well. You're still going to have access to all of the firepower, and it will scale properly as well in the way that you're going to want. But it depends on your budget, depends on your risk parameters, and not everybody wants to be trading the big amounts, and I understand it. it. Trade at your comfort level. This is just an extra layer in there as well, which is going to make a big difference for a lot of people. So a new $5,000 starting balance, if that is what you want to do. You're still going to have access to the 10, 25, 50, and the 100 as well, but it's just added in there just for completeness. Let's now look at some of the key differences between the old instant funding, or the current instant funding, and the new one, and then what that's going to be. Now, we have gone into a lot of detail to really make some detailed changes. Everyone is, I think you're going to like them. Let's start with this one, the quarter size starting balance, which is what we've traditionally done. We've had to. Some people have. Asked an awful lot of questions about why that's done, and it's always been done for very good reasons, because it's about balancing risk and it's affordable and stuff like that. But now that in the new instant funding, that has now been removed. So if you purchase a $100,000 instant funding account, you're going to be allocated that $100,000 capital right from the purchase point, right at the get-go. You don't need to start at a quarter of that size and then on-ramp into the full amount. So we've restructured it so that that actually works really well. So right from the very beginning, you'll get the full amount. Second change. This is a good one. This is going to be popular. They're all going to be popular. This is going to be a popular one. On our instant funding accounts, you haven't been able to get access to news trading. Excuse me, to news trading. The one step and the two step obviously operate differently, but on the instant funding, news trading wasn't possible. That now has been remodeled, and you can get full access to news trading with instant funding on the new accounts. That is in itself is going to be amazing. So if you're a trader that likes the volatility that you get around those non-farm payrolls, or the CPI prints, or any of the other big economic data prints that get pumped out during the course of the month, then you can capitalize on them however you choose to do that. You can avoid them, or you can join in as and when. There are no news restrictions on the new instant funding accounts. That in itself is wow. That is going to be a very popular way of trading. Next one is this one. Again, this is going to be popular too. Stop losses. You've had to have a stop loss. That has been mandatory on all of our instant funding accounts. That has gone as well. So if you want that flexibility, obviously we would always say that you should use a stop loss. We look to promote good risk management, and that is something that you should do. But if that's something that you decide that you, for whatever reason, you don't want to be employing a stop loss on your trades there and then, or within a time limit, then you don't need to. That has been removed completely. So no mandatory stop loss on the new instant funding accounts. Next is the payout locker. This is a rule that is, I think other prop firms do something similar. We call it the payout locker at FTUK, and it's there for a very good reason. It's there to balance risk as people start to make withdrawals. So basically, once you've been funded and then you do a withdrawal, the profit on your account becomes the essential risk balance of the account that you're working with, and then we bring up we lock that funding balance up against that, and that's the way that we've worked that. That has now been removed from the instant funding altogether. There's nothing wrong with it. It has a very vital role to play, but what it shows is it shows that at FTUK now we've got a full range, different suite of different types of challenges, so you can really work how you want to work in an affordable way. That in itself is fantastic. So no payout locker on the new instant funding account. Next one, there's quite a few of these, and these are just the highlights before we get into the detail. Next one is this drawdown. Now, the drawdown level on our instant funding has been set at 6%. It has always been set at 6%, and that is staying. So we're keeping a 6% drawdown on the instant funding, except because we've got room in the add-ons now as well to sort of change those up, is that if you do decide that you do want a bit of extra room on your account, you can get another 2%. And you can make the drawdown level 8% rather than 6%, and so that is going to be available to you as an option at the purchase point if that's what you want. It depends how you want to work, but it's just there as extra flexibility and extra room on the account if you decide to work like that. Next is this one. This is a good one as well. Minimum trading days. They're pretty good with FTUK minimum trading days. We did have a one-day rule with the instant funding. That has now been removed completely as well. So it's another game changer, and of course that is going to be popular with a lot of people as well, because it just frees that up, and there's no restriction on the amount of trading days that you have to do. So it gives you that full focus on your own trading, and you can trade your account how you want to trade it. Now, this is the big one that I think is going to be what really sets FTUK apart from other instant funding prop firms or when you view this as a whole, as a package, and that is the payouts. Traditionally, the payouts have been every 2 weeks. With an add-on, you can get that as every 7 days if that's how you want to work. But on the new instant funding accounts with no minimum trading days, the payouts are on demand. So once you purchase the account, it just really gives you a total flexibility to trade your profits, to trade the markets how you want to trade, and then govern how you want to do your withdrawals. Payouts are on demand as long as you're adhering to the rules of the accounts and everything like that. The payouts are going to be on demand for everybody that wants one. Obviously you have to stick to the rules, and next week when the accounts are live, we'll go through all of the rules. So as long as that's all good, your payouts are on demand. That is absolutely superb. What that does with an instant funding account, it brings the gap between what you would generally traditionally say was a retail Forex account where you take sort of $5,000 of your own money and put it in and just trade your own money. It brings that gap between a traditional account and then a prop account. It makes it very, very, very narrow. You could barely get a cigarette paper between those two now. And of course, it does it with a prop account at a very affordable price point. Payouts on demand, no stop losses. Wow. Amazing. So that is it. That's our new instant funding features and benefits on these accounts. They're going to be available hopefully next week. I don't have an actual date, but all you're going to need to do is pay attention to the Twitter, the Instagram, just subscribe to those or follow them, whatever you do. The emails as well, it's all going to be announced in the email. So trust me, if you are interested in prop and you are following FTUK, you will know when it's all live, and it's going to be plastered all over the website as well. So yeah, I can't wait. Really excited about the new instant funding, and I think it's going to be something that is everybody is going to like, and you'll see the benefits of working like this, particularly with FTUK. I do believe that we do it best. Yeah, so there we go. Instant funding coming your way very, very soon. So let's move on and let's talk about the final thing I want to talk about today, which is scaling. And this really kind of goes in hand with instant funding, because if you are a trader that is on an instant funding program, your ability to get access to those higher amounts of capital is so important. It's really what sets us apart from a lot of other companies. Now, scaling is something that if you're relatively new to working like this as a trader, it's a bit confusing. What am I scaling here exactly? How does that work? Well, what you've got to remember with a prop firm is it's all about trust. It's all about somebody who comes in off the street, sticks their hand up and says, I'm a trader, I can trade, yes, I can manage risk, yes, I am trustworthy, yes, and then the company has to then back that person. We assess the trades and off we go. That's how that works. In an instant funding model as well, of course, that you just jump straight in at the deep end. So really, scaling is all about being able to reward people that are trustworthy, that are profitable and are successful traders and know how to actually manage their risk in the markets. It's all about promoting and pushing those people into bigger amounts of capital. So when you're scaling with a prop account, what's happening is you start at whatever level you start at, whether you start with a 10K account or a 100K account. But then essentially, if you're good and you're following the rules and everything, you scale up from there. You get allocated more capital, more money for you, more money for the prop company. That's how it works. Now, we're not the only company that does scaling. It is something that is very popular with a lot of other companies. But I think we do it in a very, very unique way. And it's one of the reasons why people actually come to FTUK, because it is quite unique. Now, how do you get access to it? Well, obviously, you've got the account because you want to trade, manage the risk, and do a withdrawal. But if you hit a target, if we set a target on the account, that can then qualify you to be assessed to say, okay, well, maybe you need to move up to the next level. So it's just like a hierarchy. It's just like a tiering system of moving up in the amount of money that is allocated to you as a trader. So that is the first way that you can actually get access to it, by hitting a target. And that is something that we have at FTUK. Also as well, and this is the bit that gets missed by so many people that get into prop and get into prop accounts with FTUK. It's all about building a relationship with the firm. That gets missed so much. So what can happen very frequently is people can forget that they've got a relationship that's ongoing with the actual firm, and they can blow up maybe 5 or 6 accounts, and then they get lucky on the last account, and then they want to scale. Well, when the team then looks at their whole journey with the company, it doesn't look like maybe they're not a really safe pair of hands, even though they got lucky. Yeah, so you've got to bear that in mind, that it's not just about hitting the target. You've also got to have a clean slate. You've got to have a clean slate, because that is what managing capital is all about, because it's all about risk. You've obviously got to be able to follow the risk parameters and the rules of the company as well. That's no different here as it is anywhere else as well. And bear in mind that most firms, if they're going to give you more money to work with, there's going to be an element of discretion in there as well, and that makes total sense. So it's not just about your P&L, it's about you as a trader as well. So always bear those kinds of things in mind, and that is really at the heart of how you then progress as an individual, as a trader. Now, how do other prop firms do it? What do they do? How do they allow people to scale? There's different ways of doing it. Most prop firms that do scaling, what they'll do is they'll ask you to maybe trade to a certain level over a distance. So they'll say to you, okay, well, you need to do 4 weeks or 8 weeks or 3 months or whatever, and you need to get 10, 12, 15%, and you need to do it within this window. So they'll put a time limit on as well, which obviously adds a lot of pressure in on the trader. And then what they'll generally do is that they'll limit that scaling ability. So they won't give you access to a lot of capital. They'll say, we'll give you an extra 25%. We'll give you an extra 50%. We'll do something like that, and then that's it. Maybe you can do some withdrawals on that, but we're not going to give you any more than that. And they'll cap that leverage, or they'll cap the account, then maybe they'll cap the leverage, they'll cap the amounts that you can pay out. They'll put different parameters around that. So it's scaling, but it's kind of, well, it's just, it's not done it in the correct way. I don't think it's just sort of an extra. It doesn't give you much further capacity. Certainly for people that are very good at doing it. So I actually don't think that most prop firms have really do the scaling bit very well. I think that at FTUK we do it very well, and you can see it there. If you go to that link there, ftuk.com/scaling plans, you find it on the homepage of the website. It's really easy to find. You'll see all the details about how FTUK scaling works. And one of the guys that I interviewed a while ago, chap in America, he said that the scaling is just so amazing. The scaling plan at FTUK really is amazing, and this is the reason why you get 6 levels of access to capital at FTUK on all of our programs, not just the instant funding, not just the 1 or the 2-step. It's across all of the accounts, 6 full levels, and there's an extra one on there as well, which you can purchase access to as an add-on if that's what you want. But certainly even with 6, you've got absolutely tons of capacity to make decent money on these accounts, and you don't get that in a lot of other places, in a lot of other prop firms. These are the levels of capital, and this is the important thing that you've got to remember, and this is what makes FTUK so aggressive when it comes to scaling, and that is that every time you are funded on the next level, the capital you're allocated doubles from the previous size. So you start with 100, your next level, your level 2 is 200, and then it's 400, then 800, then 1.6 million. Yeah, so it just doubles every time. So you start to see the potential of what you can do if you can follow the rules, and if you've got a clean slate and you really know what you're doing. It really is amazing, and that is something that is a lot of other prop firms don't do. So this is a proper way, I believe, of scaling and giving people access to the kinds of withdrawals that's gonna put them in that professional tier. It's super important. And also as well, this is a feature that really is a slam dunk, I think, at FTUK, that makes scaling just a no-brainer, and that is that as you are trading the account, as you're looking to get up to that scaling target, you can still withdraw, and it doesn't affect your ability to scale. Now think about the potential of that. So imagine you've got to make, I don't know, 10 grand. That's your 10% target or whatever. If you make sort of 5, I'm going to do a big withdrawal. Okay, well, I've got to make it all back now before I then progress to that. No, you don't need to do that. So imagine that you've got a theoretical equity curve that's running alongside the amount of money that you're withdrawing. So even though you've made a withdrawal, you can still hit the target as if you hadn't made the withdrawal. Yeah? So it's the most amazing, flexible tool, and as a component of what we offer as a prop firm, it's fantastic. Now you couple all of that along with the new instant funding programs and the new rules and the way all of those new features are going to come together, and you just got the most amazing firepower at your fingertips in terms of prop. Like I said before, the gap between a traditional account and the prop account now is just getting so narrow. So there is no excuse not to want to get involved in this kind of thing. It is amazing. So new instant funding accounts, and that is our complete scaling program. That's not going to change as now. And of course, like I said before, that's available on instant funding and the 1-step and the 2-step. They are not, it's not an isolated thing. We want everyone to be as successful as possible at FTUK. No question about that. Okay, that is it. Finally, one final recap, just so you know, the Valentine's Day offer is going to be available over the course of the weekend. Grab your account in the next few hours, I promise you, because they all tend to go. We've got 50 coupons at this Love 35, so the 35 is not going to be there next week. So if you are in the market for an account this weekend, Love 35 at the checkout is going to give you that 35% off. That is it. That's everything we've got for now. So yeah, great week. I'm sorry that the instant funding is not live yet, but it will be live next week. And you've seen a good preview of everything we've got on offer. Things are changing at FTUK, and sneak preview. There is more to come. There is much more because we've got a new account that's coming in the next few weeks on top of the new instant funding. So yeah, please do stay with us for that. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you all next Friday.